Alright, so in this video I want to discuss and debunk some common misconceptions or myths surrounding witchcraft, paganism in general. So let's start with the idea or belief that you cannot purchase your own tarot cards and that your tarot cards have to be gifted to you. I'm not sure where this started, but it's been around since I was a teenager and I began on my path. This is simply incorrect. I have several different tarot decks, divination tools that I use, and they work perfectly fine, which none of them were gifted to me. I either made them myself or I purchased them. However, what is important is that you cleanse and consecrate them so there is no lingering energies and they are dedicated to the purpose that you have them for. Now, this same belief is shared when it comes to ritual tools, but the same with divination tools or tarot cards. You can purchase your tools. The important part is to cleanse and consecrate them. And if you buy them secondhand, it's even more important because you don't want lingering energies from the previous owner. I have also heard debate on whether or not it is acceptable or okay for someone else to handle divination tools or ritual tools. I'm not personally against allowing someone to touch tarot cards or a ritual tool. However, I am cautious on who does. And I probably would not allow someone to perform a reading with a tarot deck that I use. However, when it comes to a ritual tool, these items should be considered sacred. Therefore, you should restrict who has access to them. Now, moving on, we're going to change topics and discuss the belief that you must be born into witchcraft. This is ridiculous. And when you meet someone who claims that they can trace their heritage back for generations, I would take it with a grain of salt. You do not have to be born into a family that practices witchcraft. Would it be beneficial to grow up in a household that teaches this? Of course. But it is not a prerequisite in order to learn. My mother had an interest in witchcraft when she was younger. However, that was the extent of it. She had an interest. She never pursued a practice. My father, on the other hand, has been a devout Christian for the most of his life. Now, this also kind of goes hand in hand with the idea that you have to work within a pantheon in which you have a blood connection to. This is also ignorant. Do you think the gods care which continent that your ancestors came from? Or the idea that the blood running through your veins will give you a deeper connection to a specific pantheon over someone who doesn't share the genetic background is simply foolish. Okay, switching topics again. When I was coming up, I would often hear the idea that if you don't believe in it, it won't affect you. This was often brought up in the discussion of a magical attack between two different magical practitioners. And really, all I can say is, how can you practice magic or witchcraft without believing in it? Now, you may doubt another practitioner's abilities, but even then, I would caution not to completely ignore them as a possible threat and maintain some type of protection. Okay, so the next topic I haven't heard in quite a while, but it used to be common belief that to practice magic or witchcraft that you had to do it skyclad, meaning in the nude. So let's think about this. We can manipulate energies around us. We can affect change in people that are not near us. But none of this will work if we're wearing clothing. But the energies can pass across time and space through walls, but not cloth. Does anyone else see how silly this sounds? And with the modern day witch talk and YouTube shorts, we're now seeing more and more claims of different things. For example, if you have a particular line on the palm of your hand that your ancestors are ancient gods, your soul will reincarnate infinitely because you were sent here to watch over humanity. And you have the ability to control demons and are unhexable. So my first issue with this is all souls are eternal and immortal because we know that energy cannot be destroyed, only transformed. So I would like to see some explanation or logic behind this thought, and if you know, please comment below. Now, for some reason, this has been around for a long time. The idea that all witches or magicians act the same or have similar characteristics. While this may be true in some instances, this is not the case. Not every magical practitioner will have something in common with every other magical practitioner. Because at the end of the day, we're all just human as well. So if you have anything you'd like to add, please comment down below. So hit that like button, subscribe, and consider sharing the video to help the channel grow. You can also check out my blog at echoesfrometernity.com. And thank you for joining me here at Echoes from the Temple, where we bridge the spiritual with the magical. And I'll see you